science lesson. In the last class we saw the cheek cell under the microscope, and we also saw the cheek cell of a small girl and a big person. We compared it and we found that the size of the cell does not change. What happens when we grow bigger? Only the number of the cells in our body increases, isn't it? Now today we are going to learn more about an animal cell. So in our body we have lots of organs. There are different types of organs in our body. Are all the organs made up of the same cheek cell or the epithelial cell? No. Our body consists of flesh, muscles, bones, blood, nerves, etc. Isn't it? Now all these organs have different types of cell. All these cells do not look the same. For example, the muscle cell is different from the cheek cell. The cell of the bone is different from the muscle cell. And we have neurons and we have blood cell also. So when we take into detail, if you take the blood cell, even the blood cell consists of different types. That is, in the blood you have red blood cells, you have white blood cells, and you have platelets. All of them look different. So there are different types of cells in our body. You have to learn just a few types of cells. That is, you can see here, you can see the muscle cell. The muscle cell is different from the cheek cell or the epithelial cell. Then you have the neuron in the body. What is neuron? It is a nerve cell. What is the function of the nerve cell? We have different organs in our body, isn't it? So when different organs, or that is, for example, the hands or the legs, we do different types of work. So when we do a work, if that message has to reach the brain, the neuron is the one which helps the messages from the different parts of the body to reach the brain. So it acts like a web, like how the whole world is connected in internet web. We are getting messages, we send messages all around the world, isn't it? In the same way, there is a web connection inside our body, and that is controlled by the neuron or the nerve cell. Then we have the blood cell. Now this blood cell consists of red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Now red blood cells give red color to the blood, and also the hemoglobin and all those things are the content of the red blood cell. Now what is the work of the white blood cell? They act as fighters of our body. For example, nowadays we have this COVID-19 going on, isn't it? That is a type of virus. So there are different types of virus and bacteria which can attack our body. So what does a white blood cell do? They act as warriors or soldiers of our body. So when the outside virus or bacteria, they try to enter inside a body, the white blood cells, they fight against them so that they cannot enter a body, or they cannot bring any sickness inside our body. So that is the time we get fever. So this is just for your information. You have to learn the names of the cells and key. There are 5 types of white blood cells. They are neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, lymphocyte, and monocyte. Which are the 5 blood cells? Monocyte, lymphocyte, eosinophil, basophil, and neutrophil. Then there are platelets. So these names you have to learn and keep, children. Now we learnt about the different types of cells in our body. Now all these cells belong to the animal cell. So we are going to learn the structure of the animal cell. In this class you have to learn only a little bit of the structure. We are not going into detail, because when you go to the higher classes you will learn more about it. So here we are just going to learn a few parts of the animal cell. So I am going to draw the animal cell on the board, and then we will go into each part in detail. So here you have to draw this animal cell in your notebook. It's very easy to draw. So the animal cell is somewhat like this. Now this outer line which you can see here, This is called as the cell membrane. This is the cell membrane, that is the outer covering of the animal cell. Then in the center of the cell, here you have the main part of the cell. This is called as the nucleus. This is the nucleus. This is the main part of the animal cell, or any cell has got an important part. So this is the center of the cell, or this is the main part of the cell. This is the nucleus. Let it be a plant or any other cell, the nucleus is the important. Like how our brain is the important part of our body, in the same way the nucleus is the center of the cell, and all the functions of the cell are carried by the nucleus. Now here in between, this area is filled by a liquid substance, a fluid substance, a matrix that is called as the cytoplasm. So this area is filled with a matrix that is the cytoplasm. Inside the cytoplasms, here you can see small bubble like thing, isn't it? This is vacuole. This is the vacuole. What is the function of the vacuole? It is small bubbles which store the food and the nutrients which are needed for the cell. So in the animal cell you can see small vacuoles here and there. So this is the main thing which you have to learn about the animal cell. So what are the main parts of the animal cell? The cell membrane, the nucleus which is the center of the cell, the cytoplasm which is a matrix filled inside the cell membrane. Then there are vacuoles, those are small bubbles which you can see inside the cytoplasm. So this diagram you have to draw in your notebook and color it and label the parts. That is the work for today. Thank you.